Hey, what's up, everybody? So, coming to you today with the news on and my opinions on the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder third fight being canceled. Fury moving on. I know the main reason they're talking about is because Fury, it wasn't, they couldn't get a big enough live gate or a live gate at all. And that was so successful in their previous fights that, especially their rematch, that, they decided to go into another direction. Also heard that Wilder's recovering from injuries, so that's part of it. But I want to give my opinion on it overall, and, let me see. Well, I know, in a way, it's not a bad thing because, Fury, if you really look at the first two fights, if you really go back and watch the first two fights, these two guys fought 19 rounds. And, you could very easily argue that Fury won 16, 17 rounds of those. And even the 2 rounds where Wilder scored knockdowns in the first fight, you can argue Fury was winning those. Even the 12th round, Fury almost came back and knocked Wilder out at the end of the 12th round in their first fight. He had him gassed and ready to go. Wilder, though, to his credit, that guy hung on. I've seen that guy get hurt a couple times and hang on like he did against Luis Ortiz in their first fight. And, I got to hand it to that guy. He finds his legs. But I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. Is it disappointing? Absolutely. For me personally, it was because my birthday, it was supposed to take place December 19th. My birthday is a few days later. And because my birthday is so close to Christmas, I never really like to do anything so close to Christmas because everybody's got plans. But I love doing fight nights, especially in my new house. I love doing fight nights. So, that would have been big to have that at my new house. I was really planning on that. But, it is what it is. So that's the disappointing part to me. But overall, I don't think it's a bad thing, to be honest. I think the way Tyson Fury beat Wilder's ass in the second fight, I think Wilder, it's a good thing to take time in between fights. People want to see rematches and third fights on top of each other so much sometimes that they forget that the best rivalries didn't happen one after the other. Most of them don't. Most of them need time in between because most of those fights are, they end by a one-sided, or it's a brutal fight on both sides, or the fight ends as a one-sided beatdown in one way, ends by a brutal knockout. Kind of the way Fury and Wilder 2 went. Fury whipped his ass, just thoroughly beat Wilder's ass in the rematch. And, because of that, I don't think this is a bad thing. I'm surprised that these guys are signing multiple fight contracts. I'm not, but then I am, because if you get your ass beat, you're not going to want to, fight again most of the time. But I get why they sign the multiple ones, to get them sealed and done. If the guy who loses actually wants to fight again, then he can. But, Wilder, that was his first time officially losing. He should have lost the first fight. That's why I say officially. And, it sucks for him to have time in between. But, did anybody really think he was going to come into that third fight and beat Fury? I don't think so. Yes, he has fucking dynamite power. This guy has more power than any heavyweight I've probably ever seen. But, with the difference in skills, I would rather see Fury and Joshua fight, in their 2 fights or 1 fight or whatever it's going to be, and then let Wilder build himself back up. What's wrong with that? And especially since at the end of the day, before Fury came along, everybody wanted to see Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Let's see who decides who the man is between Fury and Joshua, and then the winner can go after Deontay Wilder in a big fight after that. Because personally, I don't think anybody else beats Wilder in the top 10 right now. that at least is with the PBC, and I think Wilder could really set up a big fight for him and Andy Ruiz, the former unified champ who beat Anthony Joshua. So I think they could set up a big fight with each other, and the winner could move straight in line for a world title shot against the winner of Joshua Fury, maybe by the end of 2021 or 2022. Let's set up these future fights. I mean, they got plenty of time, and let's not be too disappointed by the third fight not happening. Let's be honest about what happened in the first two fights. Fury put it on Wilder. He should have won the first fight by a pretty wide decision. The knockdowns helped Wilder, but not that much, in my opinion. I had Fury winning nine rounds, simple, in that one. And Fury got robbed. The second fight, he left no doubt. He beat the shit out of Wilder. So, let's be honest about that. Let's have Wilder, who's entertaining as fuck and could land a punch out of nowhere, let's let him go get his confidence back and build towards a third fight with Fury, or build towards a showdown with Anthony Joshua if Joshua's the better man against him and Fury, But the thing is I don't know. I don't even know how Joshua and Fury ends up to where, what if Fury comes out on the losing end of that, of that rivalry right there? Wilder could go against him, or Fury and Wilder could fight again, and it would be entertaining and people would be interested. There's a lot of money on the table between these three guys. There's a lot of money for Wilder to make, without him. Like I said, an Andy Ruiz fight would be fucking awesome. So a lot of things would be done at heavyweight. Nobody should be too disappointed by this fight getting canceled. I mean, yeah, it sucks for the moment, but look at the big picture, everybody. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Look at the big picture. Look at the end game. Look at the long road. And this is not a bad thing for the future of the heavyweight division that is back with a bang. And it has been for a couple years now, but especially since we saw the rivalry with Fury and Wilder. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my opinion on it. Tough for boxing right now, but good for boxing in the long run, in the big picture. And, shouldn't be disappointed. Fury should be coming back in December. He'll fight a so-so opponent to set up, hopefully, towards the Joshua and Fury showdown, and possibly two of them in 2021. All right, guys, that's it. That's the Fury Wilder cancellation opinion video. True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.